Jal is the most precious natural resource. We have many natural resources. Water is also an important natural resource. We cannot sustain without water. We cannot live without water. Without air, we may not be able to live for more than a minute. Without water, we will not be able to pull on for more than a day. Water is a bare necessity. So let us start presuming and accepting the truth that water is the most important natural resource and we have to conserve it. Let's see how water is important. We have enlisted a few important aspects. Uses of water. You may add many more. Some key ones I have referred here. Domestic use. Our houses run on water. Brushing teeth, bathing, cooking, cleaning the house, washing clothes, for pet animals, drinkable water we require for drinking. See, all the activities sometimes you feel they are all revolving around water. If there is no water in the house on one day, everything gets upset. Everything gets into a state of confusion. Oh, no water. Water is not coming. What shall we do today? How shall we go about? We get confused. When things are in plenty, we don't understand their importance. When we run scarce, when we run short of it, we understand how valuable and how important they are. Domestic purpose. All these we put together and call it as domestic purpose. Agriculture. We have to grow food. Billions of people on this planet need food. Food has to be grown and we need water to grow food. Agriculture. Point number 3, electricity. Electricity we may get from different sources. One chief source of electricity is tidal power, drawing from water. Water that falls from a height is made to turn turbines and we produce electricity from that. We call it as tidal power or hydroelectricity, an important utility that we have found out. We the human beings, out of our innovation and research, we have found out a method of producing electricity. Industries. Can there be any industry which can run without water? It may be a primary necessity or a secondary necessity. But all industries do require water. Some of the chemical industries may require water in huge quantities. Okay, navigation. We move from place to place, from one corner to the other corner. Cargo to be shifted. Imports, exports. There will be a lot of traffic on the oceans. We don't come to know that. So transportation of goods from one place to another over the globe is mainly done through ships. So we need water. Navigation. Even people, they take up voyages in ships. Last one, fisheries. Water happens to be a main ground from where we get fish, an important food commodity. A lion's share of the food that people require is from fisheries. So, these many are more than enough to know. There are lots of indirect uses too. If you sit for an hour and think over, you can develop another 2 dozen key uses. to understand how important water is in our life, I feel sufficient. We move further now. See, we have water resources. One is surface water, the other is groundwater. What's groundwater? Whatever water is in a hidden source under the ground, we call it as groundwater. We have submersible pumps, we have wells, we take the underground water. Wells sometimes can be surface water even, sometimes they may be underground water, it depends. Okay, the other one is surface water, whatever is visible to us all around. Groundwater is invisible. We drive a hole into the earth and draw water. It's underground water. Whatever water is visible to us, around us, we call it as surface water. Rainfall, the main source of water. If rains are there, we have water, fresh water. If rains are not there, we don't have fresh water. Rivers get us water. Rivers are a major source of water for Indians. Lakes. The nation is full of lakes. Every state has lakes. We have to pay a lot of attention to the upkeep of the lakes too. They are the ultimate source of fresh water. Tanks are built, they are preserved, and these tanks can hold water for the dry season. Tanks sometimes they go dry too. Mainly the temple tanks, what the kings and nobles had built during history. They are a great source of water. Water for the village, water for the surroundings. Then we have springs on mountain sides or hillsides. We have springs. Water is stored in the hill, in the interior of the hill or mountain. That will have the connection to the spring, and water will be just oozing out. And these are mainly sources of fresh water. Springs. We have springs mainly in Orissa. Orissa has a lot of springs. In the Sahyadris too we have springs. In the Western Ghats, Vindhyas, Chota Nagpur region, there we have springs. Springs are also a source of fresh water. So this is regarding the source of water. Sources of water can be surface sources or groundwater sources. But nowadays we have started banking heavily on groundwater. With that, the groundwater level is also sinking. This is something which we do not like to record. Groundwater level has to be preserved. We have to find out ways and means of preserving groundwater, because groundwater source will have lot of impact on ecology, on the environment, on the subsistence of animals and plants. Groundwater is not just a source of water which is lying there. It brings about the control on the environment around. Okay. With all this, now we will discuss about the rivers of India. Rainfall we know. We have plenty of rainfall in our country. We have plenty of rainfall. Sufficient rainfall we have. This is not what I say. This is what the scientists do survey and conclude. This continent, subcontinent, Indian subcontinent gets sufficient rainfall. Compare this subcontinent with Arabstan or any other subcontinent elsewhere, any other area elsewhere. Mausim Ram, which gets the highest rainfall in the entire world, is in our country, in Meghalaya. And we have many rivers, a network of rivers. Take up any state, any part of India, you have a network of rivers. We have lots of rivers. We have to preserve what we have. We have to conserve them. We have to take care of them. They have supported life for centuries together. They will support for many more centuries or millennia. Vast resources of groundwater. If we get enough rainfall, automatically the groundwater too improves. Even otherwise, India has a huge quantum of groundwater. Now these are the key issues which we might not have attended or appreciated time and again. But these are all true aspects which are very, very true. I repeat once again, we get sufficient rainfall in India. It is for us to conserve it. We have many rivers, a network of rivers we have to conserve it. Vast resource of groundwater we have to take care of it. With this, we will move on to rivers now. Let's discuss about the rivers we have. Before that, let me just throw some light on the types of irrigation. From the rivers, we do undertake irrigation. Other than that, we have different types of irrigation which we have developed over the last few millennia. People out of their experience and practice, they have developed them. Let's see what they are. Well irrigation. The first one is the well irrigation. It was known to Indians from the last 2 millennia. We knew it well, well irrigation, or it may be more than that in certain places. Or at least for 2 millennia, we know how to make use of wells. Wells have been a main source of water for farmers. These wells too may go dry sometimes. Wells are very much popular in India for the reason it is easy to dig. Easy to dig well. Manual labor is what you require and little bit of expertise, no doubt. So in almost all the villages in India, you find wells. They are the source of water. They are the source of fresh water. Wells may be of different designs and kinds, but well irrigation is a popular way of getting water in India. Coming to canal irrigation, nowadays canal irrigation has become very popular. Major emphasis is on well irrigation still. Next comes canal irrigation. Multi-purpose dams, wherever they are, you have canal irrigation. Other than that, you have inundation canals. These are perennial canals. Perennial in the sense, as far as there is water in the reservoir of the dam, you get water in the canal. You have to open the valve and allow the water to flow. We have been able to bring lot of land under irrigation with the help of these canals. What are inundation canals? Inundation canals, we know them from last 2000 years. From the rivers, you draw a canal to the village or the place where you need water. You may not get water during the dry season, but when the river is in floods, automatically water starts the inundation canal and water reaches your village. You can collect water in tanks or ponds and see that they are of help in summer, in the dry season. Coming to tank irrigation, quite popular in India. Most of the temples in India, ancient temples, monumental ones, they have huge temple tanks. People knew that they had to survive during the dry season too. They had built tanks. Tanks were the prime source of water for the people around. Maybe 100, 150, 300 houses. They used to take water from the temple tank and they never tried difficult to cross over the dry season. Then nowadays we are sprinkling. Now this is all how we can adopt different methods to utilize water in a very systematic planned way. We have sprinkler irrigation in our fields, in gardens. Water consumption is less. We don't drench the entire soil. We just sprinkle water, shower water on the plants. And the yield we have been able to considerably raise. Coming to drip irrigation, another step forward. It's a bit costly because you have to draw thin tubes all over the field. You see them here. You see the tubes here. Tubes will have small pores through which water just comes out drop by drop and it nourishes the plants. And you will have wonderful yield with the help of drip irrigation. Water that is used for irrigation is of a very small quantity. You don't waste water. Even in dry areas, drip irrigation has come handy. And the last one, multi-purpose dam projects, we will deal with it separately. You know, huge dams, huge reservoirs where water is stored and that is used for agricultural purposes. Now let us discuss the rivers of India. The rivers of India, as I already told, a network of rivers. We are blessed with lots of rivers. And these rivers have tributaries. Where they join the sea, they are distributaries. These rivers can be divided into North Indian rivers and Southern Peninsular rivers. Rivers that flow in North India, you call them as North Indian rivers. They are also called as Himalayan rivers because they take birth in the Himalayas. So North Indian rivers, you can also call them as Himalayan rivers based on the place of their birth. Then you have the peninsular rivers here. Peninsular rivers. These peninsular rivers, you can further divide them into west flowing rivers and east flowing rivers. Narmada and Tapi are west flowing rivers, whereas Maha, Godavari, Krishna, Kaveri, these are all east flowing rivers. Okay, let us just take these up one by one. We start with the Indus now. Indus River takes birth in Mount Kailash in the Himalayas. It takes birth in the Mount Kailash and it flows in the northwestern direction. Northwestern direction. This is north, this is west, this is northwestern direction. Enters Jammu and Kashmir. Moves up, then it takes a turn, around 90 degrees turn it takes, starts flowing in the southwestern direction in Pakistan. After river Indus enters Pakistan, it starts flowing in the southwestern direction and many other tributaries join it. It becomes a mighty river, then it joins the Arabian Sea somewhere near Karachi, the city of Karachi. Much of the Indus River doesn't flow in India except for that part which flows in Jammu and Kashmir. What are the tributaries? You have Zeelam, you have Chenab, you have Ravi, you have Satluj. These two have been named after sun and moon. See the link, Indians link with these planets and objects in the skies. Ravi means Ravi, what we say, Surya, sun. Chenab means moon, Chenab. In Punjabi language, Chenab means moon. Okay, Here Zeelam, then Chenab, then Ravi and Sutlej. The main, all these join river Indus and flow into the Arabian Sea. Sutlej river is the main river which gets us water. Sutlej river. It gets us water. Here we have Bhakra Nangal Dam across the Sutlej river. Almost Punjab and this region, it is irrigated with the help of the Bhakra Nangal Dam, the first multi-purpose project that was started in India. Next comes the river Ganges. Ganga river takes birth in Tibet in the glacier Gangotri glacier, then flows into India. From Tibet it flows into India, and there it is joined by Yamuna, another mighty river. Then Gandaki, Gomati, all these have not been shown. You please have the map of rivers over in your class and study them. Gandaki, Gomati, then Kosi, then from the Vindhya mountains you have Chambal, you have Son river, they too come and join. Ganga becomes a mighty river. It flows towards the east. First of all, it flows towards south, then turns, flows towards east, and then enters Bangladesh. In Bangladesh, it is joined by another mighty river from the Himalayas. You might have made out already, the Brahmaputra. Brahmaputra, it takes birth from the Manas Sarovar. Manas Sarovar in Tibet. It flows towards east. In Tibet, they call it a Sangpo river. They worship it. Sangpo. It flows towards the east. Then through a very narrow gorge. You know, gorge is a valley which is supported or banked by huge hillocks, rocky hillocks. Through a gorge, it enters India. It flows down towards west now, then towards south, and comes and joins the river Ganges. Once it joins Ganges river, Brahmaputra and Ganges rivers join, it becomes vast, huge and mighty, and you call it as Padma river now. Ganga and Brahmaputra join, there onwards you call it as Padma. But people in Assam, they call Brahmaputra as it enters Bangladesh and flows further, they call it as Jamuna river. That's the word the local people use there, Jamuna. And the river Ganges, we call it as river Ganges ultimately, from birth to its culmination here. It empties all its water into the Bay of Bengal. The rest of the rivers of peninsular part, let us study in the next video.